Who are the guys do you think that South Africans look at in this Wallabies team and genuinely think, yep, he's world class?
I think one of those guys you mentioned, Darren Teletopo, he had a stormer last year against the Springboks, one of the best. And I think that's what most of those guys you mentioned bring, the physicality. And they are big guys, big runners, and when you play the box, that is what you need to try and match them physically, because we all know they've got levels to physicality. And when they decide to turn it on, and you can't handle the heat, and we've seen in the past Wallabies teams coming to South Africa, especially when they play at the high stop, it's quite difficult when if you concede penalties to the box and you give them field position because of scrum penalties and infringing while defending the ball. And I think Australia has done well at, especially last year I think it was the first test you were referring to, where they actually did well with their own ball, and in the scrums as well. So if you can match the box, then you've always got a chance to beat them, even on the IFL. And I think, I don't know, is Will Skelton available? That's the guy I fear most at the moment, to be honest. He's an absolute monster, and probably one of the guys at the moment in world rugby in the second row can compete with a beast like Evan Etzebeth. So I think, as far as I'm concerned, those guys bring the physicality. Then you've got Quaid, obviously, a menace. I remember Quaid taking a few late penalties to beat the Boks in South Africa. So he added his creativity as well, and he's also got this potent kicking weapon as well. His kick passing, his passing, and with Nick White on his inside, also a bloke that South African fans don't really enjoy. He's also got a fantastic kick on him in terms of at the base of the scrum. And his box is also fantastic, and with those big guys at the back chasing. I think the Wallabies, they are one of the dark horses for me in the World Cup here.
Can you believe that Australia and the Wallabies have overlooked Will Skelton? Take the Giteau law aside for a moment, particularly in these last few years when they have had the ability to bring him back. And we saw it on spring tours, and it's something Christy and I basically brought up both of the last spring tours, that we're not learning anything about Will Skelton by running him for 15 or 20 minutes off the bench. You see him week in, or have seen him week in, week out in Europe, in the top 14 because of the better time zone, of course. Can you believe that they've overlooked him for this long?
No, he's an unbelievable player. He's a freak of nature, that guy. And I think if he can get his fitness right, he'll probably be one of the best rugby players in the world, because of what he brings with his hard running, his tackling is fierce, and the way he competes at the breakdown also. I mean, if you can get a good 60, 65 minutes out of him at the start of the game, and you'll definitely be able to lay a platform there for your skillful backs to have a go.